Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Under Review. My name is Phil Ivanko. That's the head of officiating for the Major Arena Soccer League, Ryan Sigich. We take the most debatable decisions around the MASL and debate them on this show live for you, the YouTube viewer. Ryan, so many plays to get through because we have 2 weeks to get through. Let's just jump right into the show.
Happy New Year, Phil. Yeah, lots of plays.
First play right out of the gate, and you knew the show would kick off here. Kansas City, Monterrey, 5 minutes left in the half. Leo Gibson and Monterrey defender Daniel Viela get tangled up, and, well, we've got a situation. Not the situation, mind you, just a situation.
Well, in my opinion here, Phil, the key to ask is there ever a time when a player's foot can legally contact an opponent in the face or the head area? And if you answer that question no, then you've really answered this play for yourself. So it's not a challenge on the ball, and as referees, we don't judge intent. We can't read into a player's mind, and actually intent was taken out of the laws of the game many years ago now. So as a referee, we have to look at the action and the outcome of the action. The referees judge this on the field as a major penalty, as they didn't feel there was much force in the contact. There was not a VAR on this play, so they only got to see it once.
I should note here the play did go to the MASL disciplinary board, and Leo Gibson was suspended for a match because of this incident. I should say here, Ryan is not part of the disciplinary committee. Moving on to Milwaukee for the Wave versus Utica City FC, second quarter, 2-0 Wave, and we've got a loose ball heading towards the Milwaukee goal. Gordy Gurson and Willie B both want that ball. Gurson is called for the foul, but Ryan, where's the foul? Where's the foul here? I don't see anything.
Well, as you can see, Gordy knocks the ball over the head of Willie B, and then it becomes a foot race for the ball. And, in Kyle Trimble's opinion, he felt that Gordy made contact with Willie B and not the ball, therefore deemed it a foul.
Now, if I was the coach of Utica, I would have challenged this play, but unfortunately, the actual Utica coach did not have his challenge flag because he already used it on a play before. So MASL coaches, save your challenge flags, please.
Well, and as you know, Phil, it's no secret that I think the goalkeepers always get a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, and even that can vary referee to referee.
Huzzah, no foul! It's time for America's favorite game show. Is this a penalty? Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. I'm your host, Phil Ivanko, over there, Ryan Sigich. And Ryan, let's go way back before Christmas to Baltimore and Florida. And Ryan, is this a penalty on Mike Zieroff?
Well, you see, Baltimore turns the ball over in their defensive third. Then it becomes a challenge by the Baltimore goalkeeper, who is just a bit off with his timing of the tackle, and then trips the Florida attacker. We've talked about the shootout criteria before. This is the foul by the very last defender, who in this case is Zierhofer. There's no other defenders between the attacking player and the goal. So this one should have been a shootout.
Branding, Ryan. It's all about branding. Come on. Moving on. Ba-da-ba. Mesquite, Dallas, third quarter. David Ortiz steaming in. And Ryan, is this a penalty on Vasquez?
It's a clear penalty kick. Vasquez misses the ball. He trips Ortiz. The foul meets both criteria for a penalty kick. The severity of the challenge it's late and it's high, and it clearly denies the attacker a goal-scoring opportunity.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, whammy! Moving on. Ryan, is this a penalty? St. Louis and Kansas City, is this a penalty on Brazilian Rob Lowe?
It's a play along the boards here. You see Nacho, he breaks free, and then Paulo's timing is just off, and he just trips Nacho inside the penalty area. I see zero contact with the ball. So again, this one as well meets both criteria for a penalty kick.
And that concludes your favorite game show, Is This a Penalty? Check your local listings. We've got a couple of handball calls to discuss now. We're going to stay in St. Louis for the first one. 6 seconds left in the first quarter. And Ryan, that ambush player sticking his hand out, this is a clear-cut handball for me.
I agree with you, Phil. There's deliberate contact by the St. Louis defender's arm. It's obviously inside the penalty area, and there is movement of his arm away from his body into the path of the ball, and it stops the ball from entering the goal. So this is a very good use of VR, of correcting 100% error. It's a perfect example of the reason why we have VR. It looks obvious in real time, but sometimes live play, depending on what the referee's angle is, as we've discussed before, can be difficult to see by the human eye.
Back in time to Florida, and we've got another handball situation. This one a little bit less clear than the St. Louis one. We've got litter on the field again. Ryan, why don't you take us through this handball on the Tropics?
Well, we have a Florida free kick over to the far post, and then the goal is scored. So the question here becomes, does Vandergrift score with his arm? And I think it's clear from the video that his right arm does come off his body. He moves his arm toward the ball and directs the ball into the net. So whether or not the handball is deliberate or not is not relevant in this case, as when scoring a goal directly after the ball's made contact with an attacker's arm, even if accidental, it is a foul and the goal must be disallowed. I think this is another great example of VR working and why we brought it into the game. It's actually a tough call in real time because both referees, as you can see, Kermit Quisenberry there on the goalpost is looking into Vandergrift's back and can't see that arm from where he is. And if you look at where Chris Penso's standing, he's looking through two bodies and is blocked from seeing the arm to ball contact.
Okay, last one for this show. We're going to stay in Florida before Christmas. And Ryan, a unique situation we don't see very often in our indoor game, a double blue card.
Yeah, here we have two blue card power play offenses that occur in the same sequence. You're right, Phil. We don't see this often, but we have a goalkeeper distribution from the Baltimore 6 attacker, and where it's followed by a foul by Anthony Arrico of Florida, where he misses the ball and kicks Mello. That's the first blue card time penalty that you see as the kick happens with force and the ball's gone. So Chris Penso correctly lets play continue with the delayed time penalty. And then before the whistle's blown, you can see Lucas Roque of Baltimore, who makes contact with his opponent in the head when not challenging for the ball. This is a league-wide point of emphasis, so we have a blue card power play penalty on each team. And in this case, the play is restarted with a 4-on-4.
And that's it for this episode of Under Review. And Ryan, you and I both know when there's a debatable decision in the MASL because the commentators are basically screaming for us to review it.
Hey, it's a popular show, Phil. What can I say?
Thank you to all the broadcasters out there who are screaming for Under Review plays each week. We'll see you next time.